If you're using Gemini,
You're probably typing the same instructions over and over, the same tone requests, the same context, the same act like a marketing expert setup, every single chat. That's hours of your life gone, and honestly, I did the exact same thing for months. Then I actually sat down with Gemini Gems, Google's answer to custom GPTs, and I found something most people miss. The feature is genuinely powerful, but there's one massive limitation Google doesn't put on the label. Stick around because that one detail changes how you should use these.
welcome back to bitbiased.ai, where we do the research so you don't have to. Join our community of AI enthusiasts with our free weekly newsletter. Click the link in the description below to subscribe. You will get the key AI news, tools, and learning resources to stay ahead.
So in this video, I'm breaking down exactly what Gemini Gems are, what they can and can't do, how to build one step by step, and how they stack up against ChatGPT's custom GPTs and Claude's projects, so you know whether they're actually worth your time. Let's start with the basics, because the way Google frames this is a little more magical than the reality.
What are Gemini Gems?
Google describes a gem as a custom AI expert, and in plain terms, that's a version of Gemini with its own permanent instructions and knowledge baked in. Instead of retyping your setup every time, you write it once. You give the gem a name, a persona, goals, rules, and optionally up to 10 files it can consult: documents, spreadsheets, PDFs, images, even code. Save it, and every conversation with that gem automatically follows those rules. Here's a concrete example. Say you create a brand guidelines gem and upload your company's style guide PDF. From that point on, every caption, every email, every blog draft that Gem writes follows your brand voice, without you ever mentioning it again. That's the whole pitch. Bake the context in once and stop repeating yourself forever. And this isn't some niche experiment. Since launching in August 2024, Gems have become one of the most used features in Gemini's paid tier. People are running them as translators, math tutors, prompt engineers, copywriters. Basically any role you can describe in a paragraph, you can turn into a gem. If you've used ChatGPT's custom GPTs or Claude's projects, the concept will feel familiar. Think of a gem as a persistent system prompt with a friendly interface wrapped around it. But here's where it gets interesting, because what gems can't do is arguably more important than what they can. We'll get to that in a minute. First, the capabilities. What gems can actually do. The first capability is persistent instructions, and this is the core of the whole feature. Your gem's system prompt can define tone, expertise, objectives, and hard constraints. You can tell it to always respond formally and cite sources. You can tell it to act as a legal researcher or a resume critic that ruthlessly flags weak grammar. Whatever rules you write, Gemini applies them to every single response, even in a fresh chat. The second capability is the one that makes gems genuinely useful for real work: custom knowledge through file uploads. You can attach up to 10 files when you build a gem, and it consults them as background knowledge for every answer. Upload your product manual, your dataset, your style guide, and here's a detail a lot of people miss. If you link a file from Google Drive and that file changes, the gem always uses the latest version. That effectively gives you a lightweight form of retrieval augmented generation without writing a single line of code. Let that sink in. A no-code RAG setup living inside a chat app. Third, gems run on the full Gemini model family under the hood, which means massive context windows, up to 1 million tokens on the newer models, and multimodal understanding. Your gem can interpret an uploaded image or diagram as part of its knowledge and answer questions about it. The raw horsepower isn't watered down just because you're using the custom version. And fourth, this one's underrated. The creation experience itself is friendly to non-experts. The Gem Builder shows a live preview pane, so you test your gem in real time while you write its instructions. There's even a pencil icon that has Gemini rewrite and polish your rough instructions for you. So if prompt engineering isn't your thing, Google basically does it for you. Sounds great so far, right? Now for the part I promised you in the hook. The limitations. Nobody leads with. Here's the big one. There is no official API for gems. None. Gems exist entirely inside the Gemini app, web, or mobile, and that's it. You cannot trigger a gem from your own application, your automation pipeline, your Zapier workflow, nothing. If you were picturing a custom expert wired into your business systems, that's not what this is. Some developers have reverse-engineered unofficial workarounds. There's a Python library that passes a gem ID into Gemini's web client. But those are hacks, not supported features, and they could break tomorrow. And the walls don't stop there. Gems only work in standard chat mode. You can't use them in Gemini Live, and you can't ask a gem to generate an image, even though the underlying models can do that in other modes. Gems are strictly conversational. You're also limited to one gem per conversation. There's no chaining gems together, no switching mid-chat, no mixing two personas. Need a different expert? New gem, new session. There's a soft limit on instructions too. Community testing suggests keeping your gem's instructions focused, roughly under 1,500 words, because overly long prompts start getting partially ignored. That's a general language model issue, but it matters here, because your instructions are permanent. And two more quick ones. Gems sit behind Google's paid tiers, so free accounts get limited or no access depending on your plan. And gems have no memory. Every chat starts completely fresh with only the preset instructions. Your gem won't remember Tuesday's conversation on Wednesday unless you manually update it. So the honest verdict on capability: powerful inside the box, but the box is sealed. Keep that in mind as we look at where gems actually earn their keep, because within those walls, there are some genuinely strong use cases where gems actually shine. The pattern behind every good gem is the same: a repeatable task that benefits from consistency. If you find yourself explaining the same context in chat after chat, that's a gem waiting to be built. In business settings, Google ships pre-made gems that show the intent. There's a marketing insights gem that helps calculate customer acquisition costs and forecast trends, and a hiring consultant gem that drafts job descriptions and interview questions. In early enterprise tests, companies built things like a brand guidelines gem referencing a stylebook PDF, and an interview coach gem loaded with a candidate's resume and the job posting. The point is that non-technical staff get company-specific AI without anyone touching a line of code. For personal productivity, people are building email drafting gems that write in their voice, meeting summarizers that pull action items from notes, and research assistants that ingest a stack of articles and hand back a tight literature review. Students and teachers are making study buddies, feed a textbook PDF in, get flashcards and quizzes out. Language tutors that correct your sentences and drill your vocabulary, that kind of thing. Developers get value too, with a caveat. A coding partner. Gem can enforce your team's coding standards. Always follow this framework. Always explain in this format. It won't execute code, but it will write and review it according to your house rules every time without being reminded. If you're already thinking of a gem you'd build, drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what people come up with, and I'll share the best ideas in a future video. Now, let me actually show you how to build one, because it takes about 5 minutes. Building your first gem, step by step. Start at gemini.google.com and sign in. Remember, you'll need a plan that includes gems. In the sidebar, look for the gem icon. That opens the Gem Manager, where you'll see Google's pre-made gems alongside any you've built. Click New Gem, and the builder opens as a split screen. Your settings on the left, a live preview of the gem on the right. Give it a descriptive name. Let's say Social Media Captioner. Then write the instructions. Something like, you are a creative copywriter who writes catchy social media captions. Keep the brand tone upbeat and humorous. Don't stress about making it perfect on the first pass. That pencil icon will have Gemini refine your wording for you. Next, the knowledge. Click Add Files and upload anything the gem should reference. A logo, product photos, a style guide PDF, or link files straight from Drive. Up to 10 files, and they become part of the gem's permanent context. Now test it in the preview pane. Ask it for a caption. Ask it something weird. Ask it an edge case. If the tone's off, tweak the instructions and try again. This iteration loop is where good gems get made. When it behaves the way you want, hit Save Gem, and it's live in your account. From then on, just select it when you start a chat, and it answers with your rules in your files, automatically. One quick note for the developers watching. Yes, there's an unofficial Python client that can call a gem programmatically. Fetch your gems, grab one by name, pass it into a generate call. But I want to be clear, that's reverse engineered, unsupported, and could stop working at any time. Don't build a business on it. Best practices, privacy, and the fine print. A few tips that will save you real frustration. Keep instructions specific. You are a financial analyst specializing in stock market analysis. Beats, you are an expert in everything, every single time. Put your most critical rules at the top. Specify the output format you want. And when a gem misbehaves, explicit "do not" statements work better than hoping it infers your intent. Treat it like teaching a friend, be direct. On privacy, and this matters if you're uploading company documents, Google's stated workspace policy is that your Gemini chats and files are not used to train their models without permission, and workspace admins get retention controls and compliance certifications on top of that. That's a reasonable baseline. But the standard cloud rule still applies. Those files live on Google's servers, so don't upload anything highly sensitive unless you've thought that through. And remember, your Gems instructions apply to every chat that uses it, so never embed personal data in the prompt itself. On cost, the base Gemini app is free, but Gems and their file uploads sit in the paid tiers. Google AI plans for individuals, Workspace AI bundles for businesses. The good news is there's no per-use charge for a gem. It just runs within your plan's normal usage limits. One more thing before you go build one. How does this actually compare to the competition? Because that comparison is where the real decision gets made. Gems versus custom GPTs versus Claude projects. All three platforms let you save persistent instructions and knowledge, but the trade-offs are different in ways that actually matter. ChatGPTs, custom GPTs have one clear edge: tools. A GPT can use web browsing, image generation, code execution, and custom actions. Gems have no plugin ecosystem. GPTs can also be published to a public store and shared with the world. While your gems stay private to your account, there's no marketplace, no sharing. If distribution matters to you, that's a real gap. Claude's projects take a different angle. They're persistent workspaces where uploaded context carries across every chat inside the project, plus account-wide style controls. Same core idea. Customize the model's behavior, different wrapper. And here's the thing all three have in common. None of them offer official API access to the custom assistant itself. Gems, GPTs, and projects are all UI features. So Google isn't uniquely behind here, but it's also not ahead. Where Gems genuinely compete is simplicity, and that drive-linked, always current file knowledge, which is a quietly excellent feature if you live in Google's ecosystem. Where this goes next. Gems are young, and the roadmap questions almost write themselves. The most requested feature by far is an official API. The moment Google ships that, Gems go from a personal convenience to a real building block, and given Google's push into agents, it feels like a matter of when, not if. A sharing marketplace seems likely too, following ChatGPT's playbook. And the more interesting long-term question is memory and personalization. Imagine a gem that can securely reference your calendar and email under strict privacy controls. That's the direction Google's personal intelligence ambitions point. For now, here's my honest take. Gems are the best version of stop repeating yourself to your AI that Google has shipped, with a hard ceiling you need to know about going in. If your work happens inside the Gemini app, build a few today. The 5 minutes of setup pays for itself within a week. If you need your custom AI wired into other tools, this isn't your solution yet. If this breakdown saved you some trial and error, a like genuinely helps this channel, and subscribe if you want more no-hype looks at what these AI tools actually do versus what the marketing says. Tell me in the comments, what's the first gem you're building? See you in the next one.